Interested in whether you can start a microgreens business and actually make money from it? By the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly how much profit you can make from each tray and how long it'll take for you to make your money back on a microgreens rack system. For the best microgreens content, be sure to subscribe to my channel and ring the bell. That way you get notified every Tuesday when I come out with a new video. As a commercial grower, it's very important for me to understand the financial numbers behind my business. I have a very detailed spreadsheet I put together that lets me know exactly what my costs and revenues are. I'll tell you right now that the profit margins on microgreens are very good, and I wouldn't be doing this after 3 years if it wasn't profitable. I'm happy, I love what I do, and I'm able to support myself doing this business full time, which is something I feel very proud about. Whether you're looking to do this full-time like myself or simply want to try it out as a side hustle, I'm going to take you step by step to show you exactly how much profit you can make growing microgreens. I started my microgreens business about 3 years ago from my parents' basement and was net positive after only 9 months. 2 years after that, I had a 6-figure business bringing in over $100,000 of revenue every year. Keep in mind that this revenue is not all profit. There's a ton of expenses that go along with any business, and every business is gonna be different because of their specific business model. For instance, I deliver for free, so if another microgreens farmer doesn't do that, they avoid that cost. And then there's also all the different microgreens varieties that you can grow that all have different profit margins because of the cost of seeds and because of how much you can sell them for. And then there's all the different customers that you can sell to, like individuals at their homes, or health food stores and juice bars, or restaurants as well. And each one of these different customers and varieties has their own different profit margins. Instead of focusing on these details and nuances that will be different from business to business based on the individual business model that you choose, let's instead focus on the profit margin that we can generate from one tray. That way you can have a better understanding of the numbers that microgreens can generate. In just a moment, I'm gonna pull up some numbers on pea and radish microgreens. You'll be able to see that the numbers vary slightly, and this is because of differences in seed cost, differences in how many seeds you put per tray, differences in the yield that you get when you're harvesting, and also how long it takes for that crop to grow and how long that they're gonna be under the lights. In order to determine the total profit you would get from a tray, we first need to find out what the total costs are to make that tray and how much revenue we're gonna get after we harvest and sell the tray. So let's dive right into those numbers. Let me know in the comments below how excited you are to make money growing and selling microgreens. I remember how excited I was when I first started, so I wanna hear how you're feeling right now. For a tray of microgreens, the inputs or the costs associated with this tray are the cost of soil, the cost of seeds, the cost of electricity while they're under lights, as well as the total amount of labor that it takes to make the tray and move it all the way through your process until it's ready for harvest. As you can see here, I added up all these costs for pea and for radish, and you can see them right here, total cost per tray. $3.73 for pea, $3.17 for radish. Now to calculate the revenue, we take the total yield for each tray, multiply it by your price per ounce, and then you're left with the revenue that you're gonna get per tray. So the profit is simply the revenue that you're gonna get per tray minus the total costs associated with that tray, and you can see that the profit that you make per tray is right around $15. Now, keep in mind, $15 is actually a very conservative number, especially for these two varieties. If you noticed, my yield per tray that I'm using for this example is under a pound for pea and 9.5 ounces for radish. People tend to get well over a pound off of their pea trays and tend to get around a pound off of their radish trays as well. Granted, you're gonna incur a little bit more costs if you're, say, adding more seeds per tray, but nevertheless, $15 is a conservative number, and profit margins per tray can go up to $20 and $30 per tray. But for the sakes of this example, we'll say that the average profit per tray for microgreens is $15. Now, if you can grow 20 trays on one rack every week, that's $300 a week in profit. After adding a few more racks, you're gonna be generating tons of profit for yourself. But let's take a look at how long it'll take to get your money back on one of these rack systems. For all the materials needed, including the rack, the lights, the trays, a timer, it all comes out to about $450 $450 for that setup. If it only costs $450 for that microgreen setup, and you're generating $300 of profit every week with it, your payback period for one rack is about a week and a half. So yes, microgreens are very profitable, and you can start a successful side hustle or even a full-time business growing and selling microgreens like I have, as long as you're willing to put in the work. Now you know exactly how much profit you can make off of a tray of microgreens, but I'm sure you'll need some assistance as you learn and grow. So join my microgreen support group on Facebook to become part of my community and learn even more about growing microgreens and microgreens business. There's a link below in the description, so I'll see you in there. If you want to learn my top 5 tips on how to make your microgreens business more efficient and therefore more profitable, click this video. And if you want to see exactly how I grow my microgreens indoors, click this video. If you liked learning about the profitability behind microgreens business, give this video a like, subscribe to my YouTube channel, ring the bell, and be sure to share this video with friends and microgreens farmers who would benefit. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.